Hi guys, it's Kat from marrsaviary. Today I'm going to go over how to make a perch with natural wood for your pet birds. I'm going to show you how to do either just a regular perch like this, no hardware, just wood, and it has a little notch on the end there. Let's see if we can... a little notch on the end there for the bars. I'm not going to show you how to make this, but I'm going to show you how to properly disinfect it so that it's safe for your bird. And I'm also going to show you how to make one with the hardware, the washer, and the screw on it so that you can screw it onto your bird's cage. This is Teddy. He's parrotlet. You've probably seen him in some of my videos. He likes to hang out with me. First of all, what you will need is a branch. What size bird you have that you are making the perch for is going to determine what size branch you need. Something like this is very thin. It would be good for Teddy. Teddy's supposed to step up on it. A parrotlet, a lovebird, a budgie, finch, maybe canaries, cockatiels might also. This might also be big enough. Their little feet shouldn't, the toes shouldn't touch. But it also shouldn't be so big that their feet don't cover at least halfway around, I would say. Something like this would be good for maybe a medium-sized parrot. I think maybe Barney. Maybe even a conure, a smaller conure. You'll need one of these. And first you need to find out what is a safe wood. I will put a link in the description for the safe woods, as well as a list right here for you to look at during the video, or for you to look at right now while I'm showing it. It's very important to determine what is toxic, because if your bird does ingest that wood, it is toxic, obviously, and it will kill your parrot or bird. So make sure to do your research on that anyway, but I will provide links where you can verify that information. Other than the branch, you are going to want some, I think they're pruning shears, because I can't remember right now. They come in a little handheld one, depending on the size of branch, and some of them have the big handles for the bigger branches. Anyway. You're going to want one of those to cut the branches. You don't want to pick up branches from the ground, usually, because it might have, you know, urine or feces from other animals. It's more likely to have bugs. It's just not a good idea to grab it off the ground, even though you are going to be disinfecting it. You want to grab the branch from the tree itself. You also may need a hand saw if you are doing a big one, such as this one. You could cut this with shears. I think I used a hand saw. It's a little bit easier. I have a hacksaw that I use. You could also use a regular hand saw or whatever kind of saw you would really like to use. You will need a bathtub, preferably to soak. You could also soak them in your shower, or you can soak them outside with the hose. I always use my bathtub. You will also need bleach. It is optional to bleach, but it is the best way to disinfect. If you do not want to use bleach, you can use vinegar instead, but you need to have at least vinegar or bleach to disinfect the branch. You will need an oven. You will need to dedicate a space for the branches to dry out in the sun without being in the way of another animal, or you just need to give it a place to dry out of the way, undisturbed. And if you are going to opt for the attachable one with hardware, you will need a power drill and a drill set. I can't remember what they're called. I'll put a picture here in the name. You will need either stainless steel or nickel wing nut, a hanger bolt, and 2 washers. I saw someone, instead of washers, they cut like a small piece off here and then used that like a washer. So you could do that if you want to do that. And you may also need vice grips. The first thing you're going to do is fill your bathtub up with warm water and add about a 3-second pour of bleach if you choose to use bleach. Let it soak in the bleach for 1 hour, then drain, rinse the branches thoroughly, and fill the bathtub up with water, then let soak for 24 hours. After your branches have been soaking for 24 hours, you can remove them and dry them off. The next thing you are going to do is put them in the oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to put them in the oven for 1 hour. And this is to kill everything that's on the inside. So if there was any bacteria or bugs that the bleach and water didn't kill, the temperature of the oven will kill it. If the branches are too large to fit in your oven, do not use bleach, because the heat also helps to kill the bleach. I never use bleach if they can't fit in my oven. I just skip that step. And if you are using vinegar, after they have soaked for 24 hours, go ahead and wipe it down with vinegar very thoroughly, and then you put them in the oven if you can. If they're too large, you can skip this step. After they have been in the oven for 1 hour at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to want to take them outside and set them in the sun to soak in the UV rays for about 2 to 4 days, depending on how much sunshine you get. This kind of varies. You just want them to get plenty of UV lights. After you are all done with disinfecting your branches and they've been sitting outside for at least 2 days in the sun, you can go ahead and bring them in. Now, if you are cutting notches, like with this one, you need your saw or a knife, or really any other inventive way you may have to put a notch in there. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just kind of run it along my saw. So for the one with the hardware, you're going to first drill a hole. This is to help it to keep from splintering. Some of those, this one would probably be okay, but some of the smaller ones can splinter when you put the screw in. I always drill a hole first, and I will use vice grips to hold the wood to help it even more from splintering. It may splinter a little bit, and that's okay, but the goal is so that it doesn't splinter so much that the screw is not firmly placed in the wood, making it unusable. At that point, you would need to trim the end off and try again. So you're going to place the vice grips on the end of the wood tightly, not too tightly, but tight enough, and then drill a hole in the center. Then you are going to drill your hanger bolt into the same hole with the vice grips still attached. Go ahead and screw that in to where the thread changes on the hanger bolt. You should, if it looks like, it should look like this. Once that is in, you can remove the vice grips And that's pretty much it. Go ahead and put one washer on and put it wherever you want to hang it. Put the other washer on the other side and then screw the wing nut on. Aw, Teddy stayed with me the whole time. And that's all I have for today. I just wanted to do a quick little video on disinfecting wood. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. That's my Teddy. Teddy. I love you. I love you.